Reality Talk is a platform for game changers, limit breakers, and a positive mentality community where destiny is defined. We embrace our truth that leads to our freedom. Honorable Ambassador Bozopat Adadi Orama Osivi gives life to word and is intense with common sense. She is special.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the 18th segment of Be Inspired with Bozopat Life-Changing Reality Talk. This is a platform where we embrace our truth that leads to our freedom. Where we tell ourselves the gospel truth, and where we come together as a community. And I always say, you don't need surplus to make an impact. All you need is a generous heart. Today, we'll be talking on the topic, don't be your own worst enemy. I repeat, don't be your own worst enemy. Yes, my dears, the enemy that we should be scared of is the one that lives within us. Oh yes, there are no enemy that is outside our soul. We may not understand this. So each time we hear about enemies, each time we talk about enemies, we're always thinking about the one in the village, that old man, that old uncle, that old man, the covenant keeping people, the papi waters and the mami waters, spiritual this, spiritual that. But my dear, calm down. Calm down. There is no enemy that is outside our soul. If we understand what we're saying, the real enemies that debar us, that stampede us, that stop us, that reduces our growth, our multiplication, our increase, our celebration, our congratulations, they are basically the anger, the pride, the greed, the envy, the slander and the labor, the ingratitude, the horrible character that we display always. If we avoid them, if we really avoid them, you will enjoy a peaceful life. Trust me, because we center our eyes to the outside enemy, and we forget that there are so many things that we have that debar us from progressing, from the normal growth that we need as human beings. And we need to deal with that, because truth is one thing we need to accept. And when we do that, our doors to freedom will open. Okay, and so how are we our own enemy? Because somebody may be asking me, may not be you, what's she talking about? So how are we our own enemies? My dear, we need to run a check properly. Okay, if you're there and you have a biro, bring it out, because if you have these things down, you'll be able to understand that those little things that we do that we call nothing, that are the problem. It's always okay that we come around and we say, oh, little drop of water makes a mighty ocean. Where journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. We say it like that on a positive note, and we forget that those little things as well that are vices, they still do mighty things in depriving us from being the very persons that we're supposed to be. And if you know that you are somebody who take a lot of things for granted, you take things for granted, and you give up easily, you don't have what it takes inside you, the internal strength to say, I will push till the end. If you're that kind of person, please note it down. If you're this kind of person that actually gets your word from what other people say about you, you need the other people to determine your worth for you. You don't know who you are. You can't even say anything about yourself. So what people say, the compliment people give you, fulfill you, then watch it. Do you have a lot of negative thoughts? If you're this kind of person that whatever anybody says lands, once it lands on your head, then the next reaction will be negative. Everything your brain produces is negative thought. Watch it. Do you have this unrealistic expectations always? You're always expecting so much from people. You're always expecting that this person does this for me, this person will do this for me, or if I get in here, I'm going to walk away, because you believe that, oh, it's all for you. No, if you're that kind of person, watch it. Do you always have an Do you overanalyze every interaction, because you expect to have the point? You want to make a point, and then if you're making a point, you want to get away, you want your point to carry the day, okay? Then irrespective of what's going on, you mustn't win always. You mustn't win always. And these are the things that we do, because all these things I'm mentioning right now, they all debar relationship. They all make people who are supposed to love you hate you. They all make where you're supposed to be raised, they will drop you because, okay, you're trying to come and show something. You always produce something. Do you get into argument to prove unnecessary point that doesn't make sense? Okay, is there any script running in your head always that is so, the script running in your head that is critical, demeaning, and demoralizing? If you have that kind of script running in your head, please, you need to watch it. Because when we talk about one being a person's worst enemy, you need to check all these tiny things that I'm listening, because they are. Are you this kind of person that constantly and intentionally make yourself unhappy? You don't like things that are happening. When people are smiling, you're moody. When people are happy, you're sad. Will you carry all the problem of the whole world and you heap into your head and you think that is what makes you somebody? No, these are the tiny bits that doesn't make things work for us, and these are the things that debar us from getting a whole lot of things that we're doing, and is making us to be our own worst enemies. And of course, if you have any of these things listed, you may be sabotaging your own opportunities without knowing it. And that's the gospel truth, because so many opportunities that come your way, these little vices that we've just mentioned could be the reason why you have not moved to the next level, and you will not understand it. Because you cannot deliberately tell me that you deep down your heart, you think that you don't deserve happiness, you don't deserve love, you don't deserve success. That's not true. Every human being has every right to be happy, to be successful, to be loved, and to return the love in return. So if you're this kind of person, you know that inadvertently you are spoiling the opportunities that God has given to you to achieve so many things, and that is not okay. Now, wherever you are, don't shrink. It's not only you. These things are happening to so many people. These things that we just listed are happening to so many people, and they may not understand it. But a day starts a story, like I'm saying, okay? That you don't have to, the pressure we put in our lives are basically more on material things, money. We attach a lot of worries on money, but we've not yet realized that money is something that we'll leave behind. Yes, money is good, but the amount of worry that we place on ourselves looking for those material things are the reason it deprives us and it stops us. So may we never, our prayer is that may we never be in a position where we cannot speak our truth, where we cannot talk, because our next meal is in somebody's hand. May God not allow us be in that position, because this very position has made a lot of people to look at themselves and they can't speak, because the person they need to say the truth against is having their meal ticket, and that is not okay, because the root of sabotaging everything that we're doing is in our hands, and we don't really know it, but we need to understand that yes, we must have a breakthrough, and we must have, and there are so many things that we need to list out, okay? Then what do we need to do to stop being our worst enemy? Because everything that has a beginning has a stopping, and then if something can be affecting our lives, then there's a way to go about it. And then number one thing I need to tell us all is that you have to let go of things. Believe me, you have to learn to let go of things. It's not you. If you holding on to resentment on the actions of others against your life, is like you taking poison and expecting another person to die. No, you're the one that is going to die. So you need to let go of a lot of things. It's not everything that deserves you looking. It's not everything that you take to heart. It's not everything that you take to heart. There are certain things you hear from people will say, do to you. You just look at them and go for your own good, and not even because you're doing them any favor. You're not doing them a favor. You must learn to let go of things. And these are the things that if you start doing it, you know that yes, you're giving yourself a chance to explore. You're giving yourself a chance to be the best. You're giving yourself a chance to shine. You're giving yourself a chance to smile, because it's your right. Then you need to get to know your inner critics. Yes, it's one of the things you need. There are most times that people's brain, will be whispering insidious things to them, things that are not okay. They will keep whispering things to you, but it's your right to actually get to know Don't, a lot of people, when they're hearing those things, they shun it. Sorry, no. No. You need to get to know your critics. You don't shun those things. When your brain are producing some things, and every time it's telling you, do you know this? Do you know, oh, what if this house fall on me? What if? No. Get to hear it. Bring it down on discussions. Yes, if you're somebody that every minute of the day something is happening, you're always hearing this, hearing that, bring it down to discussion. Say, now let me hear you speak. Because your inside you speaks. You cannot correct your inside you if you don't hear it. Let it speak out, let it loud, so that you can say, my friend, get behind me, Satan. When Jesus Christ told Peter to get behind me, he wasn't calling him Satan. There are times you need to allow those demons to speak. Those nonsense, those ideas that are coming that are not healthy, allow them speak. Then you can now say, listen to me, get out of my life. I am a positive person. I am rational and I'm reasoning straight. You don't have any place in my heart. Get out. And until you do this, that's the only way you can control that situation. And again, I need to let us know that there are so many people that procrastinate a lot, but we must learn to just do it. Just do it. A lot of people are so scared of failures, but perfectionists, if you really want to be a perfectionist, you'll be trapped. It has a way of trapping us. The fear of failing. No. If you fail, get up. What is worse is when you fall and you lie down there. You cannot just say because you don't want to fail, you don't want to try. Most times you just get up. That thing you believe in, that thing you know that is good, that is needs to be done, get on it. And leave the rest. Get on it with the whole of your heart and start doing it. Not always when you start, just having at the back of your mind that the task at hand needs to be complete and not perfect. Okay? Stop expecting to be perfect, because it will make you not to try anything. You mustn't be perfect. It's in the failing, it's in the trial that you become perfect. Believe me, just give it a trial. Don't hit yourself. Don't trap yourself. Don't cage yourself because I don't want to fail. No, you need to fail, because if you do it once and there's a mistake in it, then you will learn from the mistake, and then next time you become better. Because that's the way it goes. And again, you need to know when to stop. That's another aspect of it. You need to know when to stop. Don't forget all those things that we're saying. If you want to do something and you put up a long to-do list, you end up not achieving anything. And then it will become a stick that you use in flogging yourself and then depressing yourself because you've not achieved anything. There's something that we call SMART. It's a acronym. SMART is an acronym, but it's just like, okay, you being specific, we call it specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and timely. When you put these things, when you're specific, when the thing is measurable, when it's achievable, when it's realistic, and then when it's timely, we call it SMART. Then if you do SMART, from today, start doing SMART. Don't just go and do everything that you have on your long list. Make them, in communication, we call it scale of, invited pyramids. In economics, they call it scale of preference. The other one, order of importance, Then if you learn to do SMART, don't forget I said it's specific. That means you're specific, and it is measurable. It is measurable. It is achievable. It is realistic, because most times we can, and it's timely. Then when you put a time bound on the things that you need to do, you will understand and see yourself achieving so much without even overflogging issues, without even looking at it, because you're focused. Every of your mind is all towards that you need to do. And of course, you see yourself being happy, and you will not be your own worst enemy. And another thing I need to tell us is take time to play. You can't be chained to your desk. Don't ever think that when you start from 6 a.m. and close by 12 p.m. that's what makes success. That's not true. That's not what makes success. Even the Bible said that he blesses people he loves, even when they're on the bed. So you must create time to unwind. You must create time to feel free. You must create time to have fun. Okay? Because these are, all work and no play makes whatever a dull person. And the same thing, all the same. You just don't need to be a very serious person. Every minute of the day, you're very serious. You're carrying briefcase. You'll be the one to enter the office first. You'll be the last to go. Every time your eye is glued on your smartphone and all that doesn't make any difference. See, you can have fun. you can unwind. It doesn't matter what. It could be sporty, it could be different social activities that you need to engage with, and have time to relax your nerves, relax your soul, relax your brain, and have time to even reason properly, and have fresh air enter your medulla oblongata. It's very necessary. So what else am I telling us now? You need to learn to trust your guts. You need to learn to trust your God. There are so many people that don't even believe in themselves at all. They don't even know what is happening to them. They are so scared to do something. They just want to be garbage in, garbage out. They are waiting for you. When you tell them, when you go to market, buy A, once the A, even if they had seen to the market and the A is not very okay, they can't use their initiation. They can't use their initiative. They cannot even, the intuition is just there. God gave everybody number 6. We all have different gifts. Learn to use your own. Stop thinking that somebody, this is the instruction they have given me. They may have given you the instruction, but you have something in the head to add to that instruction to make it perfect. Don't just be somebody who is just there, always wanting to carry out instruction the way you are given. It is very noble, but you're killing your number 6, because your brain is there. It's elastic. It needs to expand, and it has a lot of beautiful things inside it that you can add. Most times your boss may be telling you, oh, do this. And you say, sir, what if we do it this way? Don't you think? I'm just thinking. And you may end up seeing that your idea is noble. You'll be so happy and appreciate the fact that you have that idea. Okay, don't just say, oh, I am told this. No, I will not do any other thing. Don't override it. Don't override the whispering of you that comes. That's the number thing, that beautiful thing that God has placed in your head. When a discussion is going on, you make your contributions. Don't be scared. Wherever you find yourself, just do the noble thing and the right thing. When you actually give yourself a chance, you will see how beautiful and how free you will make your life. Don't forget, I will say that their worst enemies are actually not those uncles in the village, those people that are there, dropping colors, those wicked landlords and all that. No, that we repeat again that most times the attitudinal, the things we do are bad characters. The anger in our heart, the pride in our soul, the envy in our heart, the slander and libel, the ungratefulness, the sense of entitlement. All these things that we feel in our souls are actually debarring us from prospering. They're debarring us from being good. They're debarring us from multiplication, from having our congratulations, from celebrating. They're debarring our favors and stopping our growth. It mustn't just be the enemy that you don't see. These are enemy within, and if we can deal with it, we'll be super. I'm telling you, we have just gone through those things and why we are the enemy ourselves, and why we shouldn't be our worst enemies. Believe me, if we do things we need to do with gratitude to God who has given us what it takes, and be happy with ourselves. Forget that your neighbor, forget what is happening to other people. I keep telling us that, see, whatever will happen to your neighbor, to that person, they cannot deprive you. It's a global world. God is infinite. His mercies are everlasting. Will you just focus on yourself for once and leave that thing that is happening to other people? Because it doesn't matter if all of you are doing the same business. God's blessing will go round. It will go around, and so stop bothering yourself. Stop trying to do that bikri thing another. And if you have something in you that another person needs, give it freely. Give the advice free. So many people walk up to me and for a job, something I am doing, and they come, I want to do this. I will take a paper and I write out for you how you can do it. You're doing it somewhere. Don't forget that if I'm doing good here and I'm touching this target audience and I'm touching this generation, if you're doing good somewhere else, the people you're touching are not the people I'm touching. So it's going round. If you teach another person, the person will touch other people that you're not going to touch. Why are we always thinking that it's all about us? It's not just about us. We are here on assignment, and when we're done, we're going to pack our things and go. When you don't know. So can we just do the goods we can? Can we just stop thinking that, oh, this one is mine and mine and mine? It is selfishness that is making you mine. I and me one mentality. Nobody needs it, my dear. Let's stop being our worst enemy. Let's learn to be and coexist and live in harmony and in unity, and everybody will be okay. Don't forget that the things that makes you your own worst enemy is not outside. it is within. And if you can deal with you, I said, if you can conquer yourself, you can conquer the world. Believe me. And okay, don't forget to subscribe to our Be Inspired YouTube channel. You follow us here, and when you hear me, share. You see, we can't blink in the dark. I keep saying it. If you hear me and you don't share for others to get to understand what's going on, you have not really done them a favor, not me. So let's continue to do the needful, and we'll meet again next week, Wednesday, by 2 p.m. God's willing, and we will have always have something to talk about. Thank you so much, and may God bless you all.